This Atlanta Falcons preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $50 at WynnBet and get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bets today. We're also brought to you by IPVanish. IPVanish is the official VPN of SGPN, and they're offering 70% off if you go to IPVanish.com/SGP. That's IPVanish.com/SGP. Make sure to check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat bets with the entire SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Long, Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan. Real money, Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Oh, we're in the hot Atlanta, the Dirty Birds. Got my sweet Michael Vick jersey on.
Oh yeah, looks like an Elway jersey on our monitor.
Well, it might be a little older. I think the audience at home is seeing me match beautifully on YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast.
And we are live over on YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. The chat is active, fired up. Make sure you turn those notifications on because we're just going to be grinding out 2 days from now till the foreseeable future, aka the NFL season. Ryan, only 7 days until the Hall of Fame game.
How does that make you feel?
Excited. I mean,
what kind of excited?
I'm very
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Can't wait to penetrate the preseason NFL betting market, preseason DFS. You just get alive. Like right now, you got the TV going on, training camp reports. Of course, I saw that Dakota Rain Prescott was giving an interview, and you and Dak must come from the same coaching tree, Ryan, because when asked about,
parents are both hippies, that there are some overlay there.
When asked about things in the past, he goes, there's a reason the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield. Although I think he messed it up a little bit, but check that video out at Sean T Green. Give me a follow there for all the Ryan related riffing you want.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Sean was fully prepared for the energy I was going to bring to NFL season. Now that he's more sports than NFL Sean. And I think he's starting to realize there's going to be a lot of fun ping pong to be had. I mean, smart guys out there saying positive things about Dan Jones and the New York Football Giants. Got it in under 5 minutes again, Sean. Happy for that.
Exactly.
See, I can tell you're not even paying attention when I mention the Giants and I don't catch it.
All right. Yes, you hit the under on your Giants mention. So cash that. Whoever was getting down on that, and if you're getting down on anything in the National Football League, make sure you head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet, WYNNBET, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Get all those awesome bets and bet $50, win $200 in free bets, and the ultimate fantasy football experience. $500 on sports or casino before the end of the month. You got a chance to win a trip to the Win for you and your entire fantasy football league.
#Legends only.
sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. So much action over there. Again, hey, great lines for MLB as well. The reduced juice. And if you're watching live right now, head over. Still 15 minutes left to get the reduced juice for opening night kickoff between the Bills at the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Offered subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough limit is available. If you or someone you know has a game on problem, call 1-800-522-4700. 100. All right, Kramer, let's get into it. What's going on?
I like the way that we've just been nailing the bad teams up front. It does feel like we haven't really been impacted by any trades yet. I mean, the Falcons seem to be. I know this is what team 8, but don't the Falcons seem to be the most consensus team that is like bad, roster sucks, no chance, the bottom of the barrel? Am I missing something? I know the Texans are getting a little of that, but I feel like there's a more optimism around the Texans even than there is around the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, and
I'm trying to get out of my bubble here because I know I'm optimistic.
Well, and my bubble includes your bubble, so I can't. In my head, I'm like, everyone keeps talking up the Falcons, and they fucking suck. I'm looking at this roster. I'm looking at the analytics. I can't make a case for this over. And I'm like, who keeps hyping up the Falcons? And I realize it's just Ryan, and it's just because Marcus Mariota best ball. Which again, I don't hate that angle in best ball.
That's not that. It really isn't.
I have not gotten any other positive buzz about this Falcons team for good reason.
That's what I mean. They're like consensus worst team in the NFL.
I gave them out as a pick for least wins in the NFL, and I
was frantically trying to pull that up right now.
And we'll get to it. You know, when we talk futures, I'll make my specific case for them. But
okay, we're gonna tease that. But yeah, least was it least points or least wins?
Oh, I like both. What's the price difference?
All right, fewest wins. Falcons are plus 400. Only the Texans have better or worse odds, and then lowest scoring team Falcons are the favorite at plus 500.
Okay, yeah. See,
That's
maybe
right.
I don't know if I actually gave it out then because I was thinking it was going to be higher. But I think they're certainly in the running. I mean, let's kick things off with their offensive line. They're going to be in trouble, I think, with that offensive line. PFF has them 28th, and I guess you have Marcus Mariota, but you look, Caleb McGarry, 84 blown passing blocks over the last 3 seasons, most in the league.
Yep.
That's their right tackle, and then their left tackle also up there. They make some excuses for him in the Football Outsider. I'm gonna lead with one of my best points here.
Wow.
On the Falcons preview. No, the thing that jumped out at me the most when we're talking fantasy, Ryan, we always say follow the money, right? Because if the team is paying a guy a bunch of money, they're gonna give him the ball a bunch. Like you don't have to go to next level with some of this stuff. And I came across this quote from the Atlanta Falcons general manager.
Okay.
Quote: "There may be short-term pain." He noted this season, but I see a light at the end of the tunnel. If we bring in the right dudes made of the right stuff, we're going to go out there and beat some people. That is someone who is going out of their way to set the bar really low. This doesn't sound like a team that's going to build on the 7 wins. This sounds like a team that even internally admit that, hey, Mariota's not the answer. We're going to probably take a step back. I mean, hell, our coach benched Mariota 3 years ago. I don't know.
I would focus more on the data point that he brought him in more recently than he benched him. So there is that, and I think the GM maybe is just addressing. I mean,
he's going to be better than Matt.
Well, even without a subjective debate about what Mariota is going to be, I think the GM is maybe just addressing the fact that they have a shit ton of dead money.
Tons
Matt Ryan's
of dead cap.
$40.5 million in dead money is the most in NFL history. Repeat, the most ever. In the NFL, 1/3 of their cap is made up of money going to players that aren't on the team.
That's insane.
Not just Matt Ryan. I'm sure there's some Calvin Ridley in there. I'm sure there might even be some Julio Jones still on the books. Well, this is what happens when you mortgage the future eventually, right?
Yeah, great point. And the Eagles last year were in a similar situation where even with Howie's, genius maneuvering and financial whatever this guy get into, shifting decimals
at some point you got to take a hit to clean it up going forward.
And I think in a way the Eagles did last year because they didn't have, they had a rookie QB on a rookie quarterback contract.
They had a big dead cap number last year.
They had a massive dead cap number. So I think that did hurt them.
And they made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs. I think the difference is they had a very good quarterback or whatever. Very good quarterback for the price. Okay. And one of the league's best offensive lines. Okay. I think that's really fair. And they leaned into pounding the rock and limiting their passing stuff. But I think they were missing talent on the defensive end. They were missing the second cornerback. They were missing competent linebackers. They were missing a pass rush.
And they still were able to have a productive season.
Yeah. And I think everything kind of broke right for them in a lot of ways, but I don't see the offensive line. I don't see.
They didn't make changes to the offensive line, so you're literally just betting on continuity and second year in the system. How could they get worse? Like,
yes,
I agree. That's a strong take as to why they might remain a bad team.
One of the worst point differentials ever for a 7-win team, and fourth all time.
They were fourth worst last year, and the worst ever for a 7th. They were the worst 7-win team ever.
Football Outsiders had them at minus 29.4% DVOA, lowest of any 7-win team in their database, and it was by like a 7%. Like it was them getting to 7 wins. I think we have to celebrate as a miracle as it was. Their expected win, the Pythag, was like what, 4.7.
So let's talk about this, because I think there's a lot of people making relatively basic takes here, because they're absolutely, you circle them because they performed well in close games.
Yeah.
They, like you said, they outperformed Pythag by 2.1 wins. The most of the Atlanta Falcons chapter is dedicated to explaining how very likely this team is going to regress in a negative fashion. But here's what I'll pull back the curtain a little more, because we say the fluctuation is all about, okay, you did really well, it's going to come back towards the mean. Well, 2020, Sean, they were 2-8 in 1-score games.
Yeah.
They underperformed Pythag by 2.1 wins that year. So you could argue that their big gate swing already happened, and maybe they settle down somewhere a little bit more in the middle. Now, I agree that the lack, because like I said, 2-8 to 7-2 feels like some balance in the universe happened then.
Yeah.
And
balance out.
Yeah. So maybe going this next gate swing maybe isn't going to be as extreme. I think the things that lead me to agree with you are the fact that the roster is just, it's not capable of being as deep as some of their competitors, but they are in the same division as the Panthers, and I'm not very high on their roster. They are.
See, I would take this Panthers team any day over the Falcons.
I just think that Arthur Smith, he's clearly being given a second year to do something. And I think they had a very clear idea of what they wanted to do this offseason. Well, they went out and they brought in big fucking dudes, dudes everywhere. I guess, second tight end who can block in Ferkser.
I guess that's why I'm slightly out on
Pitt 6'6", London 6'4", Brian Edwards 6'3", Auden Tate 6'5".
But Pitts isn't a bruiser. He couldn't block me on the edge.
No, the point is, the point is,
I could get past Kyle
Pitts. They're gonna get balls out relatively quick. They're gonna rely on their contested catch guys. Mariota doesn't have to be perfect. Accuracy was a problem. This is maybe how you solve that. Arthur Smith's best offenses were when what? The big receivers and a bruising running game. That's the question mark. Will one of these young guys, Algier, I didn't even mention Cordarrelle Patterson, a guy we fucking love, but doesn't sound like he's going to be the bell cow.
He's in a weird spot.
When you look at the offensive weapons on this team, if Mariota, again, handpicked, they drafted a guy and they handpicked Mariota to be like a bridge. Mariota looked better on the Las Vegas Raiders. You agree? In the limited time.
Well, that would be like if you handpicked a car from a used car lot for $3,500.
Yeah, but
you're handpicking it, but your options
we're
are
talking
limited.
about a team with a win total of 5.
No, I get it. It's super low, and I get the case you're making. To that point, though, I would say Arthur Smith succeeded. That style works when you have Derrick Henry, and I like Algier as like a dark horse, whatever, and maybe you take a shot on him in Dynasty. I think he's a good prospect, but that formula that worked in Tennessee, you needed AJ Brown and you needed Derrick Henry, and I think Ryan Tannehill, his ability to execute it was better than Marcus Mariota, and I think as much as I'm out on Matt Ryan, especially 1 year older, I think what we saw out of Matt Ryan last year is actually better than what we could see out of Marcus Mariota this year. I think that's a fair statement.
I don't, dude. We sat in front of God's eye and we watched Matt Ryan make Carson Wentz like plays last year.
Yeah, I guess it's depend. I mean, it's.
I think we're making too much of the fact that having a guy who can move around will be an upgrade. That's my take.
That's probably true.
It's the argument you use for Justin Fields, right? Like, hey, the offensive line being bad might help him create some lanes, get him out of the pocket.
Fantasy, yeah.
Get him out of the pocket, throwing the ball. I mean, again, I certainly like Mariota better in fantasy, where he's like going undrafted even in super deep leagues. But back to the Falcons in real life and coming back to that kind of gate swing. I do wonder if this team does kind of regress back towards being around 500 in close games.
Okay.
And they're able to roll out an offense that, again, Kyle Pitts, massive regression coming, right? All the only one touchdown, all of this opportunity around the red zone. I think the fact that I would tend to think that they brought in all these big receivers for a type of offense that they're going to be able to run better than they ran last year. I think the running game is a question mark that it's going to have to hit. But if it does hit, I see no reason why this team can then lean on an improved defense. I mean, you read the Outsiders chapter, so you read about the elite level of play of AJ Terrell and the fact that it was just him last year, but they brought in some reinforcements in Cam Hayward. They also are a team that, relative upgrades again by bringing in new people in the front seven that they can't get worse. This was a team that operated at the bottom in DVOA all season last year. And so I think even though they have a whole portion of their cupboard that's empty, they brought in all these pieces. And I think much like I said with Lovie Smith, I don't think this is a team that is in on the tank. I think they're going to play hard. And I think they brought in enough offensive weapons to accidentally win some games. And when I look at their division and I see, I'm not sure what the Saints are going to be. The Bucks, big injury already, but obviously they're the leaders. And the Panthers, I'm not a team I'm very high on. I can already start painting a picture to where this team can steal some wins and get to a very low win total of 5. I will say their schedule starts. It does start tough, and I'm excited to go through it. I haven't done it yet because I do think I'm still going to find myself on the over, but they don't have their bye week till week 14, which is another negative.
Not for this. Atlanta's 3.8% adjusted sack rate was the franchise worst.
I think you're right. Their defense was awful except for AJ Terrell, and I think they spent some draft equity on some linebackers, and I think they brought in some help in the secondary. So yes, does the pass rush need to improve? Absolutely, but should the defense be better, irregardless of that? Yes, I think it will be. Anyway. Yes. That's as positive as I can get. Last year, Sean, I guessed 8 and 9. You another one you nailed exactly at 7 and 10.
Why am I not getting more credit?
8 and 9
from the D-Gens. Come on, I've given you 4 exact predictions.
We were middling 8 and 9 for me, 9 and 8 for you on the ATS record for the Falcons games. And anything else from last year you want to bring up? I mean, you nailed it. Oh, they were last in DVOA overall in 14 of 18 at the end of 14 of 18 weeks last year. So they were operating at the bottom of the league. And so I guess it's fair to think that they would be the consensus worst team this year. Do we need to do anything before we talk about the schedule?
Let me see. I have one more nugget. Oh, Matt Hensley led all centers blown blocks last season. His blown block rate on runs nearly doubled from 2020. So that was my last nugget on how bad this offensive line is. You know what's not bad? IP vanish. Unlike the Atlanta Falcons offensive line, which lets in anyone. Atlanta Falcons offensive line, if you're prying eyes, hackers, old lady trying to see your browsing history, Atlanta Falcons, let them on in. Not IP vanish. They're the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, number 1 ranked. They're stopping everyone, blocking them, keeping your internet security safe and secure. All you got to do, go to ipvanish.com/SGP, get 70% off. That's right. 70% off their annual price and a 30-day money back guarantee. Again, it's the VPN we use for God's Eye VPN. We love, highly recommend IP Vanish. And again, unlimited devices doesn't slow you down. IP Vanish is where you got to go to get your internet security right. Kramer, let's talk schedule.
All right. I might be talking myself into an under here. Tried really hard. New Orleans, the Saints at home. Again, what do we love week 1? I know you don't love it as much. You're talking hate week. We call it hate week. Atlanta's catching a bunch of points here. It's silly. They got the Saints coming to town. A lot of question marks. Then we have at Los Angeles, the Rams, who are coming off Thursday Night Football. Then we have at Seattle, and then we come home and we take on the Browns, who are coming off of Thursday Night Football. So 2 mini buys. Not a great start to the schedule. How good is Seattle going to be? could they go to Seattle and win? Is that not one of the worst games?
It's a dome team outside. Like I think this is going to actually be a really competitive game, and I might lean to the home team.
2-2.
I'm gonna say 0-4.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I
Is 2-2 crazy? 1-3.
they're an interesting dog against at home against the Saints.
And then Cleveland non-conference road spot. You're not. I mean,
I think Cleveland just can out physical them. I think this is. I mean, Myles Garrett versus that offensive line. Yes, please.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Then they take to the road to play Atlanta, and then they have.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm explaining the Cleveland spot.
Okay.
It's a sandwich spot. Pittsburgh and Chargers on both sides. Atlanta sandwiched in between. I'm sticking to it. Give me 2-2. All right, next 4. Wow, 0-4, Sean. You're really just out on them. At Tampa, Niners, Trey Lance at home. At Cincy, Carolina at home.
1-3. They'll win a home game between the 49ers or Panthers, I think. They're not winning at Cincinnati or Tampa.
No, I agree with that. I'll go 1-3.
And 1-3, it could be 0-4 again. I mean, what's Arthur Smith first coach tried? That could be the nugget.
I want to say he is second. Like after it's McCarthy is third, Matt Rule is first, Pete Carroll is second. Actually, interesting. Arthur Smith, I'll look it up.
I don't understand the Pete Carroll odds. Like Pete Carroll won them a Super Bowl. The management was all in on the Russell Wilson trade. I think they have really low expectations for this season. Why would Pete Carroll be anywhere near the top?
Pete Carroll is so it's Rule 3-1, McCarthy 5-1, Carroll 6-1, Reich 7-1, Rivera 8-1, Stefanski, Dan Campbell 10-1, Kingsbury 12-1, Vrabel 10-1, Saleh and Arthur Smith 14-1.
Well, and not to tip her hand for the Cowboys episode, but
I'm leaning over this year, Sean.
I think you said to me in the office, how's Mike McCarthy 3-1 to be first coach fired, and yet their win total is like 10 or something?
It's crazy. The most anomalic thing I've seen in the betting markets this offseason. All right, next 4.
Anomalic.
Yeah,
it's a great word.
I'm smart. At Carolina, Chicago at home. At Washington, Steelers at home.
All right, hold on here. At Carolina. No, wait. You missed Chargers at home.
Did I? Yeah, Chargers at home. At Carolina, Chicago at home. At Washington. The Chargers will be coming off their bye. I think you've been saying that's not a good thing, right?
Not a good thing, but if you're the Chargers, you're gonna fuck up the Falcons.
Dome? You think that helps the Chargers to be on a dome?
Bears. I think the Bears can beat the Falcons.
The Bears are not going on the road and winning a game.
Ron Rivera might be able to scheme up something. I'll go 1-3 again. Generous 1-3. This Falcons
Carson
team, I'm just
Wentz?
so out.
I think you're just. All right. I'm gonna be it.
Shout out to Craig Cummings in the YouTube chat. What's up, D-Gens? Oh no, time for my sorry ass Falcons.
Sorry,
Craig,
man.
what do you send in the chat? What you have the Falcons going?
You have the Commandos beating the Falcons.
I mean, you have the Falcons going on the road.
Yeah, I have them losing that game too.
Winning a game outdoors at the end of November. Sure,
they're gonna be a physical running game. Pittsburgh Pittsburgh bye week at New Orleans, at Baltimore, Arizona at home. This is when Arizona's bad though, right? Kyler's hurt. Everyone has all of Kingsbury's plays.
Go 1-3. They could easily go 0-4 here
because Pittsburgh's an auto win. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think between the Falcons or the Steelers at home and Cardinals at home, they win one of those. I think that's fair. I don't think they're going into Baltimore Christmas Eve and getting a win. I don't think that December 18th game they're going to win at New Orleans.
Right, I'll go 1-3.
Craig Cummins, Falcons fan, 4-13, probably worse.
All right, last game, Tampa at home. They won't need this, right?
They won't need it, but
Atlanta wins 1-0. There we go.
I like Kyle Trask to beat out Marcus Mariota.
Stop it. He'll be Ritter by then.
All right, I'll give him 1. So what did I get up to 4?
You got him to 4.
All right. That feels generous, honestly.
I'm at 6.
Yeah.
You think I'm too high on him?
I mean, 6 isn't crazy, right? I mean, it's the NFL. For you to win 6 games is not crazy. We forgot to mention their past performances. 2020, they were 4-12 straight up, 7-9 against the spread. Last year, 7-10, 6-10, 6-10-1 against the spread. How were we picking them? I don't know. Did you mention that?
Yeah, with 8-9, 9-8.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I did nail the 7-10 for the Falcons. Win total was right there on the push. I mean, honestly, I the juice on the 5 right now, it's over +130, under -150. I mean, I'm going to take 4-13 as my official prediction, but you
wouldn't play that under
at -150. I'm not looking to play any.
What are you total. Passing? You not even a lean.
I just said I'm giving out 4-13, so that's under -150. I would wait until it gets up to 5.5.
Alt line.
What's an alt line?
It's +160 under 4.
+160 under 4. All right, yeah, I'll give that out as one of my.
And it would go to 4.5, not 5.5.
Wait, you're right. Oh yeah, because you're right. Because everyone's pounding the under. Yeah. So I'll. That's a better way to play it. Under 4 at +160. I mean, it's them going 5-12. It's not a fun prediction, but that's probably they probably nailed this again.
I feel
only
like
half point win totals, please. No one wants to watch an entire season for a fucking push. 25 to 1 to win the NFC South, 100 to 1 to win the NFC, 200 to 1 to win the Super Bowl, +550 to make the playoffs, -835 to miss the playoffs. Ryan, I felt like you were just so super high in them, and you only got them to 6 wins. You have like the rosiest Falcons person I've heard in a while, and you got them to 6.
I feel like I was close to getting them to 7. And I almost want, because right now I have them tied with the Panthers, and I kind of want to make a statement that the Falcons finish higher than because isn't that what you do when you're not really rebuilding? Like if they were really rebuilding, why is Arthur Smith their coach? Why are they bringing in Marcus Mariota and drafting a throwaway in Desmond Ridder?
Well, why would they do a quarterback? You have to play someone.
Yeah, this is a 1-year solution. I think. I'm just saying. I don't think it's the.
I think they think you can tank with Arthur Smith and Marcus Mariota.
You think this is like one of those fake like give them what they want and watch them tank?
Well, I mean, you have to start someone at quarterback.
I'll say
like if you were trying to intentionally.
I think they're gonna. I think they have, but that's what I'm saying. They brought in just enough to win games. Like they have a team that's gonna win games. This is not the worst team in the league. Like line these teams up on Sunday. There's a number of teams we've talked about already that I would rather have the Falcons on a neutral site.
Okay, yeah, I mean I'm pretty down on them. But again, to get over 5, you're not asking for like a Herculean.
But it's also like a bad franchise thing, right? Like a good, like they really should win like 2 games this year, get the first pick, have their quarterback.
Yeah, and
but
I
Arthur
think
Smith's going to lead them to like 6 or 7, and they're going to have like the 8th pick again. They're going to have to trade up if they want to get their quarterback.
I guess just what I saw out of Arthur Smith, I'm just not high on him as a head coach. He to me seems like way more the he seems way more coordinator than head coach to me.
I do think you are like misremembering Matt Ryan last year too. I think having someone that's going to run around, whether it's Ridder or Mariota, is going to be a positive.
But also Mariota's had hip issues, injury issues. I guess I'm higher on like a young guy with the idea that he could improve than essentially an aging vet like Mariota with injury issues.
It's a mind position, Sean. It's
as far as their ability to scramble. Like I do think Fields is going to have better ability running around than Marcus Mariota.
So Bears versus Falcons. Straight up, Bears have more wins.
Yeah, I would take the Bears.
Probably. That's probably the fair bet. I would go the other way though. They should be favored though. Probably. The rosters are equally
factored
bad.
into the win total, and you're getting +130 on your over 5, Ryan. So
it's like Justin Fields and nobody, and then it's a whole bunch of like. I will say the Falcons do have some interesting weapons. You like Cordarrelle Patterson. You forgot how much you like rooting for him. Matt Ryan.
I do, but they've. Right. You remember Patterson at the end of the season? Like
wearing down a little bit.
He wore down. They figured out they can't use him as an every down back. he's in this like weird.
They drafted
role.
some guys. Like you like Algier. You like, come on.
That's just a funny. They drafted guys. I mean, I think all the teams drafted some guys. I agree. I like Algier as a prospect.
I'm not taking under on 5. I'll take over.
Yeah, you got over. You got plus 130. Congratulations, Ryan.
That's a nice bet.
Yeah, I'm going under 5. Also, alt line on under 4 plus 160.
Oh, we are going alt line. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I like that. That's an actionable betting take.
What is are you going to go alt line over, like over 6.5?
It's over 6. I looked at it. I don't think so. I don't, that feels crazy.
You got to make in the playoffs, right? Plus 550.
That to me is an interest. No, I just, I mean, everyone's right to think they have a low floor and a low ceiling. I just think they're going to achieve closer to their low ceiling than their low floor. That's all.
It's not the hottest take, but yeah.
We don't need to have a hot take. It's hot Atlanta. What anything else you want to throw out?
Oh, they lost Russell Gage, Hayden Hurst, Mike Davis. I'm just trying to,
Mike Davis. Come on.
No, and Algier, as much as I like him, he is a 5th round pick. I just think.
Here we go. Herbert was a 5th round pick. You love that guy,
Khalil Herbert. Yeah. Well, because and again, I do like Algier, and I liked what I saw at Khalil Herbert last year. If Algier has a rookie year like Khalil Herbert and a path to a bunch of carries, then I'll be all over him. Desmond Ridder could be the wild card if he comes in. I don't know though. He seems like he's not pro ready.
I feel like the draft community felt he was the most pro ready, but no one was really all that pro.
I don't know. I just look at the film.
14-1 Desmond Ridder wins Rookie of the Year. Obviously, the path to him starting a lot of games is pretty easy to see.
Well, and they have already named Marcus Mariota the starter. Didn't give him much of a shot to even win the job.
Which we had said, I think way back when we discussed.
I don't know
what
the play was, but it was like minus 500 for Mariota. That was easy there. But to that point, Ryan, as someone who's sitting on the over, do you want to see any of Desmond Ridder as someone who's sitting on the over?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I want to see Mariota go out there and win 6 or 7 games.
No, all right. I guess I phrased it wrong, but like,
do I think Ridder could accidentally be good?
Yeah.
Yeah. He started 4 years in college, dude.
The problem is you saw him against essentially NFL talent in that college football playoff game, and he looked in over his head. Now, a lot of things could be different.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the arm talent for sure.
But you could protect him. You could draw up a game plan, and we see it all the time where a quarterback comes in, a rookie.
Arthur Smith's not trying to lose.
They don't know how to play him, and he has wins like 3 games.
But that's why I think they win some games, because like Arthur Smith naming Mariota the starter means he's not giving the reps to Ridder. He's giving the reps to Mariota. So how's your 3rd round rookie going to get better without reps? I mean, who were we clowning on because they're splitting the reps? Matt Rule. And cut to a couple days later, splitting reps between Baker and Sam Darnold. That's a good way to get someone up to speed fast. Meanwhile, Arthur Smith saying, you know what, rookie, watch Mariota do it. He's getting all the first teamers.
Craig Cummins, Falcons fan in the chat saying, mark my words, Patterson will get hurt early in the season.
What the hell, man? And what's your existence must be miserable.
No, what do you mean? That's why he's
being angry about.
That's why he can bet on all these games, Ryan, over at WinBet.
But he's given up on the season before it even starts. I don't understand that.
Well, and if you're in a financial situation, you don't want to give up because you got your good buddy Dave there to help you out. We've all been in a situation where we're a little short on cash. Maybe you didn't win Mega Millions. You're really relying on that to help carry you. You need some extra money. Maybe your car broke down. That's the worst. You still have to get to work. No, and work isn't sympathetic. Oh, your truck broke down. Oh yeah, well, go get a ride. Easier said than done. Again, hindsight's 20/20, but hey, you need cash now, and Dave is here to help. Dave is the banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash, more money to fill your tank, get some gifts, catch up on bills, finally tackle the expenses that have been stressing you out. No interest and no credit check needed. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. If you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download the Dave app and think of it as a helping hand from future you. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve. Member FDIC.
All right. Can I just, I got Falcon. I'm update this 35-1. I'm seeing an updated 35-1 Falcons to win the division. I have to put a small sprinkle on that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. 35-1 for any team to win any division.
Yeah.
We're Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan. We're a Tom Brady injury away from things going very interestingly in this division.
That's true. I guess at 35-1.
They already lost their center.
I know, rough start for the Bucks, but they did bring in Julio.
I think Godwin's healthy apparently,
and Godwin looks like he's gonna play week 1. I'm still high on Mike Evans in fantasy, and I think this will actually be good because it'll knock Evans' draft position down.
I mean, all right. So, and I was clicking around trying while you were talking about Dave there to see if I could find some more any more ways to play this. I don't think so. Are you don't like? I mean, you did lock in the lowest scoring or lowest wins.
What's more fun here?
I think low. I mean, I think the way you want to play it is fewest wins. It's 4-1 though. It's not.
Yeah, I'll toss it in there. Toss them. Or did we play anything else? I feel like I had Lions already. You know what? I'll stay away. Just the under 5, under 4 for them, and none of the positive stuff. Sounds fun. And Arthur Smith, what was his first coach to be fired?
14-1.
Yeah, I think they drafted a quarterback. They're probably going to give him enough of a leash. Like again, from the GM signaling, like they have low expectations this year. I think they're going to give him, see how they do this year, and really get a high pick, draft a quarterback, and then they're talking.
It is weird. I think if nothing makes sense if you're not going to. It's odd that you're not even having a competition with Ritter. Like I think the one takeaway, just kind of diving into what they did this offseason, they seem very, very, very clear on what they were trying to do. And I don't necessarily think a lot of the moves were moves for 2 years from now or 1 year from now. A lot of these moves were for this year, Sean. So anyway, yeah, I mean, one other fun one is Falcons to sweep the Panthers. You can get that for plus 550.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they do in the division last year?
I think I want to say they got swept by the Saints. Were they 1-5 in the division last year? No, 2-4, right?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. 2-6 at home.
Not great.
That is not good. They're 5-4 away record, Ryan. If you want to look for
that's interesting.
Signs for regression, 5-4 on the road, not happening. Not when you don't have Matty Ice coming. All right. I think that'll do it for the Falcons. So yeah, again, I'm way out on them. Kramer over 5 plus 130. And then also small sprinkle in the division. Anything else?
Plus 3,500. And they're going to sweep the Panthers plus 550.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's actually not a horrible price, even though I like the Panthers. All right. That'll do it. Stay tuned if you're on YouTube, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Take a couple hour break and we will be back. Who's up next? Denver Broncos?
Denver
Broncos.
Will we be able to keep our love muscle in our pants when talking about Russell Wilson?
Oh man, I can't wait to discuss Russell Wilson showing up to training camp with a Russell Wilson jersey. God bless that man.
That's pretty boss.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Hey, shoot us a nice rating on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot of it and fire up the SGPN app. Click contest. Submit that screenshot. You got a chance to win a free T-shirt, free mug, free gear every Monday, aka Merch Monday. Get in our Discord as well. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord.
You forgot to mention the free or the puzzle of my face. The draft day puzzle also available in the merch store. Is that available for Merch Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
If someone requests that,
someone requests the Kramer draft day puzzle, I'll make that happen. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He is Ryan.
I believe in Marcus Mariota, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.